Let's catch up real quick. Let's catch up. I want to start with how I'm feeling this week. Men shouldn't be talking about their feelings, right? It's not a masculine thing to do. The thing is, everything depends on how we feel because humans are emotional creatures. If you don't express your feelings to some outlet, you're just gonna start suppressing them and building them up. And that's when the school shootings are happening. No one wants to become a psycho, so I'd rather talk about my feelings and express my frustrations in words and talk to my wife, for example, or talk to you and just tell how I feel so I wouldn't hold anything within me that might cause significant issues down the track. So I am feeling anxious. That's the first thing. And the main reason is the marathon. The marathon is coming and my shin is not feeling okay. The problem with shins that if you feeling your shins, that's when you should never feel your shins, basically, is what I'm saying. So that's the main issue this week, and I'm dreading Saturday, which is in 2 days. I'm nowhere near ready. I didn't run this week at all. My last run was a long run, and after that long run, I'm just feeling my shin. So that's the main issue. And so now I'm just doing this deload week, complete rest week, taper week, call it what you want to call it, in order to recover as much as possible. And such drastic change because I'm always exercising every day. I'm doing something, at least going for a brisk walk or something, or just breaking a sweat because I'm an endurance athlete and I really enjoy it. And I noticed that my body started changing. I feel more sluggish and I feel like I have less energy and I feel cold and I'm just different hunger signals. The hormonal structure in my body is changing because I am not moving as much. And today I went for a bike ride just so I could just use some of that energy so I would have more of it. And that brings me to another concept that you don't use it, you're gonna lose it. So if you wanna be mobile, you gotta do more stretching or more exercises that would increase your mobility. For example, me being on the floor more and squatting more and just spending time with my knees bent and ass to the grass. That helps mobility. In order to have more energy, you have to use your energy and it's gonna generate more energy. So that's the concept. It's boring, it's old, but good shit sticks. And if you apply this concept to everything you do in your life, I promise you, you're gonna get more shit done. If your calendar is free right now and you're bored constantly, how do you expect do more activities? How do you expect getting out of the house? How do you expect to feel more busy if you're not planning things to do? Just start doing shit and that's how you're gonna feel like you're living your life. Because if your routine looks the same every time, you're just gonna go mental. I know it because I've done it so many times. These bullshit routines that these bloody influencers are. Oh, you need to stick to routine, you need discipline, you need this, you need that. Yes, it's good to have discipline, but it's not gonna get you where you wanna get. Long term, Goggins mentality is never gonna work. If you're not familiar with Goggins, check him out. He's a funny character, but his shit works. At the end of the day, if you're a person who's struggling to achieve whatever they want to achieve, especially in their physicality, definitely read Goggins Can't Hurt Me. And that's gonna change your life. That's how I got into endurance sports and never looked back. But now I feel like I'm a weekend warrior who can't stick out through the bloody training plan for 8 months. I mean, I've been training for this thing for 8 months, and half of those months I wasn't training. Okay, not half. I got sick twice and I got injured once. So maybe two months of complete days off, like skipping the training sessions. And then, when you skip the training session, you're not where you were and you need to start rebuilding again. So you're just building, drop down, and you need to start building again and drop down again. Building. And because I didn't follow through the deload weeks, because deload is another concept in fitness, is when you allow the body to get the adaptations through your training. So the more we train, the more fatigue we're building in our body. And fatigue is compounding over the weeks. And depending on each individual, depending on how hard you push, you need to schedule in those deload weeks. And a good signal gauge of when you should do that, if you're not sure when. For me, I know with running, with pushing the intensity, now it's every 4 weeks. It's very short, but I'm a weakling, I guess, and I have to listen to my body. Because if I push through those 4 weeks and I'm going through fifth and sixth week, that's when I break down. That's when I start getting sick. That's when I get injured. So in the future, I will deload every 4 weeks. And deload means you take an easy week. So you build for 3 weeks, you take an easy week, your body fully recovers or close to fully recovery, and then you go again. You pick up where you left off. And this is the safest way of bringing your fitness up. Now, because I was pushing through, I got injured. And that set me back again and again. So it's a very valuable mistake to make. It's good. It's good in the long term. Now I will know. I will take it easy. I'll be more patient with me once again. And I will communicate with my coach better. This reminds me of another story. There's this chick, very young lady who loves training in the gym, in my gym. And she recently got injured. And I asked her, when was the last time you did a deload? And she was like, what is a deload? And I'm like, you dumb bee. She obviously loves exercising, and since she started probably like a year ago, she was just going to the gym 6 times a week, and she never did a deload. So she was just building and building and building. And she's very young, so she has this rubber body, the resilience of young person, and you feel invincible at that age, and you don't do any mobility. You're just full on strength every time, doing more and more, heavier and heavier. And obviously your body is just not gonna take it at some point. How much can you push without giving it a rest? So that's what happened to her. And I hope that moving forward in her fitness career or fitness journey, she's gonna know that if she doesn't take rest weeks once in a while, she will break again. And who knows, maybe she'll need to repeat the same mistake a few more times. She got a partial muscle tear in the back, in her upper back, I think in rhomboid or something. And now she can't train for 3 to 7 weeks. Now she has to explore these physio exercises, and her routine all of a sudden became boring. And she still wants to come to the gym because she loves gym, but what can she do? She has to take it easy now. And if you don't take it easy, the body is gonna demand of you to take those easy weeks. So that's what's happening. I might not be a smart man, but I know what deload is. The other thing that I was spending heaps and heaps, many hours this week on is researching the fitness coaching apps. Bloody hell, because I've been doing this, I've been working with Google Sheets forever since I started. And I love Google Sheets because it's free, it's fully customizable, and I get to do my design, but it's clunky. It's not as intuitive as it could be. It's not really friendly with mobile devices, and it's easy to accidentally change things up. I was researching these mobile coaching apps like Trainerize or PT Hub or Everfit. There's so many of them that it's just so hard to choose. And I know coaches in my gym, they use Trainerize, and I know other coaches. Trainerize is probably like the most popular app out there. But now I'm thinking that maybe I should just build an app myself. Long term is definitely gonna pay off, like cost-wise, but it's a it's a daunting thing. I will spend so many hours, and I guess I'm scared that I'll just waste time, and then eventually I'll just not gonna do it. But one of my resolutions this year, it was to build a software, build an app, a mobile app of some sorts, just for laughs, I set myself this list of resolutions, and I didn't tick any of them yet. One of them was sub 3 hour marathons, which is just not happening this year. So now I'm talking to Claude, one of the AI agents, and Claude is gonna try and help me to build this app. So that's an exciting thing. And I'm not gonna learn how to code. I think it's pointless these days. So I will use a third-party software to build this app, but it's gonna be legit mobile app, fully made by me and by the help of these AI agents. So that's another side project that I'm doing, and hopefully I can finish in a couple months, maybe faster, hopefully faster. And I know it's gonna be very finicky, and me as a designer, I love spending time on these things, and it's just tiring. So I don't know, somehow I need to put the time aside for it, and I almost started it now, and then I realized that I didn't post any videos this week. Here I am recording, and maybe you'll have some suggestions, you know? Maybe you can help me out with things. Plus, I need to keep developing my dialogue, my speaking skills. So that's good. Experience is good. Probably I'll just finish here. So we covered deload, fitness apps, and probably I'll design one. And we covered my anxiety about this marathon, and that's it. I think deload is a good topic. Maybe I should make a separate video about it. Or I can just cut it out of this video. We will see. Okay, bye.